When was the last time you truly waited for something important without feeling restless, frustrated, or disheartened? It's a rare experience these days, isn't it? Maybe you were waiting for the right career opportunity to come your way. Or perhaps you've been hoping to meet someone who genuinely matches your values and life goals. You may have been on a journey to transform yourself, to build a skill, a new habit, or even just a stronger, kinder mindset, but felt the weight of time pressing down on your patience. I've asked myself this question many times. I remember when I first started creating content, I wanted my voice to matter, to be heard, to make a difference. But after weeks and even months of effort, results didn't come quickly. The slow growth, the tiny progress, the quiet days with no recognition, they tested me more than any loud failure ever could. The truth is, patience felt like an old-fashioned luxury in a world that constantly told me to be fast, decisive, and on top of the game every single moment. And I'm not alone. According to recent surveys, over 70% of Gen Z women admit they expect quick results, whether it's in their careers, personal development, or relationships. We live in an age of instant gratification where everything from food to information to compliments is delivered in seconds. The idea of waiting or delaying reward feels almost like a flaw, a weakness, or a waste of time. But here's an overlooked truth. While the world celebrates speed, patience remains an underrated form of power, especially for women. No one teaches us that waiting, enduring, and slowly building something worthwhile can be a secret weapon. We are taught to hustle, to achieve fast, to prove ourselves now. Yet no one says patience is the quiet strength that can carry you further than talent or luck. This is the silent gap, a life skill modern women are rarely encouraged to develop. Not because it is useless, but because patience simply doesn't fit the narrative of fast success we are all trying so hard to live. And maybe that's exactly why it holds such incredible value today. 1. Why do women struggle with patience? Patience is often described as a virtue, but in the modern world, it feels more like a forgotten skill. Especially for women, the struggle with patience is not a flaw of character, but the natural outcome of how society, technology, and silent expectations have shaped our way of living and thinking. This is not about blaming any particular group or person. Rather, it is about understanding the quiet forces that make patience so rare, and yet so precious, in a woman's life today. First, and perhaps most obvious, is the impact of social media and the habit of instant gratification. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube flood our eyes and minds with endless streams of dopamine-triggering content. A scroll, a tap, a swipe, and the world entertains, informs, and rewards us in seconds. There is no waiting, no wondering, no delayed satisfaction. Over time, this constant flow of quick pleasure rewires the brain to crave speed in everything, not just entertainment, but also career success, beauty transformation, love, and personal growth. It teaches us, often without words, that if something takes too long, maybe it's simply not worth pursuing. The danger here is subtle but real. We unconsciously start expecting life itself to behave like an app, fast, responsive, and immediate. And when real life does not keep up, frustration quietly builds. Second, there is the silent pressure of the perfect before 30 inches narrative, an unspoken rule that many women feel whether they admit it or not. Be successful before 30. Be financially stable before 30. Be in shape. Be married, be traveling, be admired, all before this invisible deadline. This belief creeps into conversations, advice from friends, media representations of successful women, and even casual compliments. The result? A hidden race against time where any delay feels like failure and every slow season in life feels like a mistake. No wonder patience becomes so hard to hold on to when you believe your value is tied to achieving everything early. Waiting feels like falling behind. Another quiet influence comes from the way many of us were educated, both formally and informally. Growing up, girls are often taught, sometimes directly, sometimes through examples, that they must be perfect quickly. Be polite, be good, be right. Be responsible and don't make mistakes. Success is expected early. Failure is quietly frowned upon. Unlike patience, speed is praised. Quick learning, fast adaptation, instant understanding, these are seen as signs of talent or potential. But rarely are young women told that taking longer to master something or slowly building confidence is equally valid, even wise. As a result, when real growth demands time, struggle, or slow progress, it feels uncomfortable. Rushing becomes a habit, not because women are naturally impatient, but because they were never taught that slow success is still success. Lastly, modern culture loves comparison, and it feeds this impatience like fuel to a quiet fire. The internet is filled with 30-day glow-up challenges, 2-week body transformations, 1 month to success promises. These trends suggest that major change is not only fast, but should be fast. If you take longer than others, the silent question creeps in, what's wrong with you? It becomes harder to stay calm, to trust slow processes, to accept gradual progress when the world keeps showing fast, flashy success stories. This constant comparison pushes patience further away, replacing it with quiet anxiety and restlessness. But here's the truth, and a reminder many forget. Rome wasn't built in a day. Great things take time. Confidence takes time. A meaningful career takes time. A healthy, lasting relationship takes time. No app, no trend, no shortcut can replace that. The slow path is often the real path, even if it is rarely shown in public. So why do modern women struggle with patience? Not because they are weak or careless or flawed, but because every layer of modern life teaches them to move fast, think fast, succeed fast. Patience is not broken. It is simply not trained. Like a quiet muscle left unused, it fades, not from lack of worth, but from lack of practice. Yet, the beauty of patience is that it can be relearned, gently, consciously, one slow moment at a time. 2. The consequences of lacking patience. When patience fades from a woman's life, the consequences often arrive quietly but deeply. They are not dramatic or visible at first. Rather, they show up in the small decisions, in everyday thoughts, in silent frustrations. Without patience, life starts to bend in directions that may seem faster but are not necessarily better. As the saying goes, good things come to those who wait, but when patience is missing, many of those good things never have the chance to arrive. One of the most painful results of impatience is making the wrong choices, especially in relationships or careers. In a hurry to get there or to finally settle down, some women may choose partners who are not truly right for them, or accept jobs that do not suit their values or potential. The desire for quick certainty, for fast comfort, leads to decisions that satisfy the moment, but create long-term discomfort or regret. A relationship chosen in haste can feel safe at first, but may slowly drain joy or limit personal growth. A career path picked out of fear of being left behind can later feel like a trap rather than a triumph. These choices, once made, are not always easy to undo, and they quietly shape the years to come. Another cost of impatience is giving up too soon, especially when learning new skills, building personal projects, or starting something risky like a side business or a creative venture. For example, countless women have tried to launch TikTok channels, personal blogs, or startups full of excitement at the beginning, only to quit after a few months because the results did not come fast enough. It's a quiet truth in the startup world that many promising female founders close their projects within 6 months, believing no one cares or that their efforts are failing simply because visible success has not arrived yet. But often the breakthrough comes only after a year or 2 or more, just beyond the point where they gave up. Without patience, that next level moment never happens and the potential remains unrealized. Impatience also brings stress, deep, exhausting, and invisible stress. When results are slow and the mind is trained to expect speed, it becomes easy to doubt yourself. Why is it taking me so long? Why am I not like others who succeed faster? This constant inner questioning slowly erodes self-confidence. You start feeling that you are behind, less talented, or simply not enough, even when the truth is that you are only human, living at a normal pace in a world that falsely promises instant rewards. Over time, this stress can lead to burnout, sleeplessness, anxiety, and even fear of starting new things. Because what if they also fail quickly? Perhaps the saddest cost of all is the quiet loss of self-belief. When patience dies, so does the faith that things can improve, the efforts will pay off, that time is an ally rather than an enemy. Without patience, life feels like a race you are always losing, not because you are slow, but because you expect the finish line too soon. You begin to believe that lasting success, deep joy, or real change is for other people, those who are luckier, faster, or more special instead of for you. But this is a lie the world teaches, not a truth of life. In reality, every great achievement, every meaningful relationship, every skill worth having takes time. Sometimes long, slow, uncertain time. The women who wait, who stay, who build slowly, are often the ones who arrive at the richest rewards. As the old wisdom says, good things come to those who wait. The career that finally fits, the partner who truly understands, the self-confidence that cannot be shaken, these treasures do not arrive in haste. They are earned patiently over seasons and years. So when patience is missing, life may look busy, full, fast, but inside it may feel thin, rushed, and unsatisfying. The cost is not obvious every day, but it gathers quietly, shaping the life you wake up to 10 years from now. That is why patience is not weakness, nor is it delay for the sake of delay. It is a quiet strength. It is a long vision. It is the silent builder of all things that truly matter. 3. Patience as the secret weapon. Why it matters deeply. In today's world, patience may seem like an old-fashioned idea, something that belongs to another time, a slower life, a forgotten way of being. But if you look closely at the women who have built extraordinary careers, created lasting legacies, or shaped their own lives with meaning and confidence, one pattern stands out. They have all mastered patience. It is not noise or speed that makes them strong. It is their quiet ability to stay, to wait, to endure, to keep going when others have stopped. As the old saying goes, patience is a virtue. And for modern women, this quiet virtue may well be the secret weapon that few recognize, but all truly successful women possess. Patience builds endurance. It creates the inner strength that allows a woman to keep going even when results are slow, unclear, or distant. The greatest female CEOs, athletes, creators, and leaders did not reach the top because of luck or speed. They stayed in the game for years, even when no one was watching, no one was cheering, and no one believed. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most inspiring figures of our time, was rejected by multiple television networks at least 12 times before her show became the success that changed her life. If she had stopped at the 5th or 6th rejection, the world would have lost one of its most powerful voices. But she waited. She improved. She believed, and that belief needed time. Patience also gives women the rare ability to walk a different road. When others rush to quick wins, fast success, or trendy paths, a patient woman dares to take the slow, difficult, personal route, the one that may not be fashionable but leads to lasting results. In the world of creators and entrepreneurs, this is the difference between a one-hit wonder and a long-respected leader. The influencers who truly shape the market, the founders who build companies that last, they all have patience running through their daily decisions. They understand that real value is built slowly, in 5 years, not 5 months. This mindset changes everything. It makes women braver, less afraid to fail, and more able to make bold, long-term choices when others give up. Furthermore, patience is rewarded in the professional world in ways that few realize. A woman who shows consistency and calm over time earns the deep trust of colleagues, leaders, and clients. She becomes the person who gets promoted, who is given serious responsibilities, who becomes the go-to in times of crisis, not because she rushed to the top, but because she stayed steady when others panicked. In relationships too, patience builds a different kind of love. One that is not excited by the first spark, but strengthened by time, by shared difficulties, by slow, quiet growth. Such relationships last not because they are perfect from the start, but because both people stayed and chose each other again and again. Perhaps most importantly, patience builds inner confidence. A woman who has waited, who has survived uncertainty, who has walked through failure without giving up, becomes unshakable. She knows her strength not in theory but in practice because she has lived it. Every disappointment, every delay, every slow success teaches her that she is stronger than she thought, more capable than she feared. This quiet, earned confidence cannot be bought, taught, or faked. It is real and others can sense it. This is why patience is not weakness or passivity. It is not sitting still or doing nothing. It is active waiting, working, preparing, growing, when no one is watching, when no praise comes, when doubt whispers. It is the hardest discipline of all, but also the most rewarding. Because in time, patience creates the very life that impatience tries and fails to reach quickly. So the next time you feel behind or tired of waiting or tempted to rush, remember, patience is a virtue. And in a world that celebrates speed but forgets depth, patience may just be your most powerful, rare, and beautiful strength. Conclusion: the quiet power that sets you apart. At the end of the day, you may not be the most beautiful woman in the room. You may not be the smartest or the richest. And honestly, that is perfectly fine. Because there is something else, something rare that can make you stand out in a way that truly matters: patience. If you are more patient than 99% of the people around you, you are already ahead. Quietly, invisibly, surely. In a world that runs fast and demands faster results, patience becomes a quiet rebellion. When everyone else is giving up after 3 months of effort, you are still there, doing the work. When others get discouraged because the rewards do not come overnight, you are patiently building your skills, your confidence, your value, brick by brick. Like the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither is a life of meaning or a career of impact or a relationship of depth. All the things that truly matter, they take time. And maybe as you wait, it feels like no one notices. No one applauds. No one says, well done. But that's the secret. Patience is not about being seen today. It's about being unshakable tomorrow. The woman who stays patient becomes the one people trust in the long run, the one who surprises everyone when her moment finally arrives, not because of luck, but because she prepared for it all along. So do not rush to catch up with anyone. Do not measure yourself against timelines that are not yours. What you are building, whether it's your career, your dreams, or your inner peace, is growing beneath the surface, quietly, patiently, strongly. And one day, it will bloom in a way that even you may not expect. After all, patience is the one strength that never ages, never fades, never loses value. You can be patient at 25 or 55, in success or in struggle. And that patience will keep you going long after speed and trends have burned out. Remember this, you don't have to be the best, the fastest, the brightest. You only need to be the one who does not give up. And that makes you unstoppable. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.